Tyson Fury's come out today. I spoke to Frank Smith last night. It seemed that he didn't say explicitly that all the Fury AJ stuff was done, but it seemed like it was done. And then this morning, Tyson Fury comes out and says, "Look, we're back."
Yeah. We're slightly baffled, but I don't want to really talk too negatively because the process has been okay, in all honesty. Like, a lot of what Tyson Fury says is not true. So, just to give you the truth, when we agreed terms, we waited, say, 8 or 9 days for a contract to come through, which is okay. It's a big fight. The contract was all over the place, and all of last week we spoke to Queensberry every day to try and get it in the right place. This Monday, just gone, we sent them a final version of the contract, and Tyson Fury came out and said, "Fight's off. I'm not fighting Anthony Joshua." Okay, so kind of like semi-down tools. Tuesday, George Warren came on and said, "Look, let me try and speak to him. Let's keep working away." We're like, okay. And then yesterday afternoon, George Warren said, "Here's our comments on your final version," which again is fine. This happens. I mean, this fight, we're here for the Conor Benn Eubank fight. I would say this fight, from the first draft of the contract, took 2.5 months to sign. So, anyway, we haven't had the contract for 14 days, by the way. That's not true either. But again, last night at midnight, I spoke to George Warren, and he said, "Look, let me speak to Tyson Fury, see if I can try and get him back in a fight." Didn't hear anything other than a post on Instagram today to say, "Sign a contract today, otherwise it's off again." So we've got the comments from Queensberry on a contract. We're going to go back on that today. It's 100% not getting signed today, as I told you. No one's asking us or putting pressure on us to sign the contract on these given days, other than Tyson Fury's Instagram account. So we're going through the process. I don't know what to believe. He's agreed fights with Manuel Char. He's now offered Derek Chisora to fight again. Yeah. And, like, I've no idea. I worried all along that this is just a process that will see him go, "Guys, I did everything I can, and there's no one else to fight, so I'm going to fight X." Right? I truly believe Queensberry want to make the fight. The process has been great with them. That's one positive that's come out of everything. I guess he'll come out again in a couple of hours and go, "Udosas, it's off again." But we'll carry on until we're told that it can't get made anymore. And, you know, it's frustrating. And like I said, that I can't say anything negatively about the process. And I don't think Queensberry can either, in all honesty. So, we'll see.
If I asked you for
As you guys heard, a thorough breakdown that Eddie Hearn narrated on what happened when they got it. They had to wait 8 or 9 days to get it. They haven't had it. When they got it, it was all over the place. Then they sent it back. Then they came with their, notes on what they can improve, what they couldn't, or whatever, or however that went, because we don't really know what the true negotiations are. See, we have 2 lines of communication. One is what you're hearing from the Warrens, the Hearns, and the teams. The other is coming from Tyson Fury. Now, this reeks of unprofessionalism all the way through. I mean, if you think about it, you have a guy saying, "Hey, this is how it's going to go. I don't care what you say. This fight's off." The renegade, the outlaw, the impatient one, Tyson Fury, is going on about, "Hey, I'm tired of this. This is over. I don't want to fight him. You know, you blew it. You're an idiot." Then after that, as we heard, George Warren or Frank Warren, one of them, right? They're both really the same, all in one. They got them to finalize on yesterday, which now it is officially Saturday. So it's like, I look at this miscommunication is just total unprofessionalism. And I think if anything was to be done, it should be quiet. It should be patience. It should be confidence. See, one thing besides impatientness that reeks from the Fury side is the confidence. Like, if you're not confident in your team that they can make that fight happen, it's almost like you're either trying to, one, don't believe in your team, don't trust your team, or if two, you're trying to self-sabotage your team because you don't want it. One of the two. Now, I don't know which one. Tyson Fury saying, hey, well, you can sign it or don't sign, I don't care. Well, you had to care a certain amount or a certain degree to want to extend it to a certain, another deadline. You know, so if you care that much, it's like, don't half-ass care, all the way care. You know, I don't think it'll take 2.5 months because that's just stupid. So I don't believe that shit from Eddie Hearn saying, well, it'll take 2.5 months. No. You know, I think reasonably what we're not hearing from Eddie Hearn is, how long does it fucking take for you guys to look over everything that you need and sign the fucking contract? That's what you need to figure out. But what we're not seeing from Tyson is either, you know, a leeway of, okay, how much time you think you will need. Just open communication. Just open communication, because at the end of the day, you would think like, okay, well, all right, you guys won't do it today. When? So then you would at least allow them to give you something that lets you know that these people or this team or this side is serious or not. That's easy to figure out. Not what we're hearing. Oh, 2.5 months is it's a huge process, and I don't care about any of that really. But one thing, you have Tyson Fury talking like a fan instead of a fighter. You know, and fans like fighters get impatient, but if he knows he has a team to handle that type of business, by God, let that side, that management team handle that business. That's just self-explanatory. Now, again, I do understand that he is a guy that, you know, is human. You know, he wanted to fight, he offered a fight, you know, but you have to have a certain standard on what is to be done, especially a fight of this magnitude. You're not fighting Joe Blow. You're not fighting a trash can. You're not fighting someone that's a tune-up. You're fighting Anthony Joshua. You're fighting a guy with 12 or more endorsements, promotional company. He just signed with a huge deal with an opposite network team of yours. So you have to take all that in consideration. But also, though, Team Joshua has to also take into consideration on how much time reasonably that you would need to get that signed. You know, that's what you want to hear. And then if that can't be done, oh well. But we didn't even hear that. We heard, you know what, it's done. Wait, no it ain't. You got to the day. And you know what? The day's over, so now it's done. That's all we're hearing. And to hear, you know, Eddie Hearn say things, I mean, it sounds good. He's a promoter. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you didn't really, you know, you didn't ask, or no one asked you how long is it reasonably going to take. You know, and if he says 2.5 weeks, okay, well, maybe people, see, this is what's happening. Team Fury and people that follow Fury, that believe the Furies, they believe that Eddie Hearn is trying to get the date extended because reasonably it won't be announced because we need to get everything done and we'll be working around the clock. The only saving grace that I heard from Eddie Hearn is the fact that they're still working and they'll be working and they'll keep working until the team of Tyson Fury says it's over. So the question is now, who is in charge? Is it really Tyson Fury? Is he really going to fight Emmanuel Char? Or will the team say, you know what, Tyson, we got it done. Do you still want to fight Anthony Joshua or Manuel Char? And I think that might be what they're doing. They may be secretly, not even secretly, just continuously working on that particular fight for Tyson. And then if the fight does get signed by Anthony Joshua, then Fury will have a legitimate choice. Look, do I want to fight Manuel Char the tune-up, or do I want the money for AJ that's been beat twice? Which one am I going to pick? So that might be what they're doing, but we have to wait and see. You guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn and his explanations of everything. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.